Far beneath the surface world, where the sun worshippers cavort on cloudless days, the sun shines beautifully on the plains. There's no rain, there's no storm, there is no gloom here. But this is not the dream that we're currently in. As the stage curtains open, we find ourselves in a lightless world, far, far beneath the surface, in a darkness that only these sun worshippers could dream of in their nightmares. We hear the melodic ringing of hammer on anvil. As the stage lights come up, we find ourselves looking upon a bearded folk toiling at his workbench. He's crafting a ring of gold and fey iron. And off to the side, he is attempting to cut a garnet stone so precise only his muscular hands can find the geometry to actually make this a work of art. This ring will eventually find its way, given as a birthday present to a friend of fey blood, an Arborian. Cycles upon cycles, dozens, maybe centuries later, this garnet ring of gold and fey iron will ride upon the finger of this man, who later becomes a king of his fiefdom in his craggy home of Arboria. This ring is passed down from father to son, son to daughter, mother to daughter, again and again, until it finds its way upon the hand, the left thumb of a young Arborian, as the camera focuses out, pans out, so we actually gaze upon the man that this hand belongs to. He stands in the courtyard, out in front of the dismal fury, cycles upon cycles later, just storming for his lady, the mistress of storms, crackles and booms in the sky above him. It is raining heavily. A few moments later, it starts to come down in sheets. He is unmoved by the rain. However, his fellows are battered and buffeted, and they retreat to within the safety of the temple. But he does not. He stands out in the courtyard, looking up at the sun behind the clouds. He knows where that star is. He scans the skies. The camera pans out farther as we see the entire temple. And then across the way, we see the Library of Ancient Science within the walls of Felport. Keith, would you introduce your character for us? What do we see of Draugr?
Draugr is a very tall Arborian, easily topping 6 feet. Though he isn't very bulky, he's much more lithe in his form. At the moment, he's wearing a rain-soaked helm of bronze, the water sheeting off the sides onto his breastplate and running down rivulets. His cloak of red is plastered to his back as he looks up. Down lower, comes down to a battle skirt, and of course, all the additional accoutrement of a warrior of some type. In his left hand, at this moment, he holds a spear, a little over 7 feet long, of ironwood. The tip is fey iron. At the back, a large ball of ebony. And inlaid in this wood is what looks to some to be the traceries of maybe lightning and copper. He holds on his right arm at the moment, because he is on guard duty, a large shield that's currently covered with a bit of hide. His skin is a pale color with little flecks of black here and there, almost like the bark of a blackthorn tree, for he is of House Blackthorn. And he gazes out across this courtyard up in the sky into this storm, almost challenging Lekra to strike him, because he is a warrior.
You see, padding up the causeway, equally drenched as you are, another Arborian. You know him very well. You've traveled together. You've fought together. You've spilled blood together. You may have shared the same women. However, he bounds up the causeway, and he stops a few feet away from you. Out from under the hood, he smiles. You know this man. Goes by the name of Feyhammer. And he claps you on your left shoulder. Good to see you, cousin.
Hello, cousin. What brings you out on this night of Lekra's dance?
Had gone for a walk. His smile widens more farther. But I am chilled to the bone. I will be within. The high priest wishes for both of us to attend him. He has something for us. He looks across the street at the library. He goes, something about stolen books. He eyes the building suspiciously.
Books. Wonderful books. I always find them creepy. Someone to shave a tree so thin that they could be torn in half and placing ink upon it. Just
It is one of the many ways that we can record our deeds. But yes, I appreciate that sentiment. He smirks and walks indoors.
Okay. I walk over and toward the door, and I'll ram my shield into one of the guards hiding underneath the awnings, and say, "That's not the guard post." And motion out to the middle of the courtyard, unless you're afraid.
The ebon guardsman there is a human, not a trace of Fey in him. He just nods, shivers, and takes your spot out in the door up front.
I say quietly, so he can't hear me, "Good man," and walk inside.
As you follow Feyhammer through the hallways of the temple, you find yourself in the office of the high priest. Lewin is also an Arborian, just like you. Pure of blood, pure of heart, and devout to Lekra. However, he does run the Temple of the Silent Monolith here. Well, outwardly, he is a priest of the Silent Monolith. As you know, and as the Arborians know here, the previous high priest of the Silent Monolith had passed away. He is staying here as a favor to his past friend. Lewin opens up with a morning prayer, and you mimic the lines of the hymns. When the opening prayer ends, he lights some incense. You take in the incense, the smell of the rain, the charcoal, and the sandalwood. And he finally addresses you two. Draugr, Feyhammer, I would like for you to investigate on a missing set of books. Yes, they are made of paper, which is from trees. However, these things must be equally sacred to us as they are to our mortal cousins. As you know, they are a frail kind. Nonetheless, we must keep the peace. There was 3 books. One of herbalism, one of farming, and then how to actually implement the new iron tools into the new farming techniques. As we know, iron is an anathema to our kind, and he kind of like hand gestures as almost as if like the Pope saying, Lekra will forgive us, God will forgive us. Find these books. There is a group of individuals who have been investigating a matter. They are investigating a matter of great darkness here. I fear that these 2 incidences may be linked because there is a shadow sickness in the outer territories here, and we need to keep Felport safe. That is all.
Yeah.
Lekra be with you.
As you wish, Your Grace. And I'll bow and turn and walk out. As soon as I'm clear of the room, I'll look over at Feyhammer and say, the first 2 don't bother me, but that last book, the book about implementing iron tools, I can see that being misused.
As can I. Iron does not belong in the hands of mortals.
So, this group that is investigating the shadow around here, do you know where they're staying at the moment, or are they out and about? Or?
Cousin, you wound me. How would I know about these people?
You know everything.
Well, I did notice that their ogre was investigating the cemetery outside the city. Last I saw him.
Oh,
and that was
yes,
that one.
That's the ogre and the little small short fellow that looked like he was ill. And then they had 2 friends as well. One the Welding, I believe.
Weldman, mortal outside the city.
Huh. Okay.
He also had an Umbread with him.
Oh yes, the Umbread. They sort of blend in the background sometimes, though, for me. Huh. Oh.
Be careful with that one.
I will.
He can be dangerous, as you know. Our Shadow Fae cousins are treacherous, secretive.
They're Shadow Fae, of course. It's in their blood. Well, I suppose I will find this ogre and his companions and see if they'll be willing to take up arms with this as well. Since now, weren't these the ones who killed the giant recently?
They were. Together they are a formidable group, but I suppose your strong arm and spear would make them even more formidable still.
We can definitely try. But
you go ahead and find them in the cemetery. I'm going to go look into this library.
I will do. I will report back when I have news. So, I agree with you.
He walks up to you and gives you the traditional Arborian greeting and farewell. He puts his hands on your elbows and then rests his forehead against yours. He holds you there for a few seconds. And then he nods, departs. Safe travels, cousin.
Safe travels to you too, cousin.
Back a few miles away, as the dust settles of that harrowing combat, with whatever nightmarish thing crawls from beyond the veil. Kirkfall, Tone, and Moonstrider, all white-knuckled and chilled to the bone with a lingering essence of fear. What do you do?
Is it possible I could have gathered up his corpse at least?
Whose corpse? Savel's?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah.
So as we were extricating ourselves from the situation, I took his freshly deceased body, and so we are walking down the road as I am carrying this limp form of a fire fae in my arms, looking extremely pissed at the moment.
I want you to take into consideration that between last session and currently, maybe about 15 minutes have passed. Maybe that much. And Savel's body is, in fact, as you say, fresh. He has died very, very recently, but his skin is cold and clammy, as if he'd been out in an ice box. As you were.
Spider didn't mention any shit like that.
Welcome to the underworld.
That was fucked up.
It was fucked up. That's why he gathered us. Me.
He's paying us double for this shit.
Yeah, let's get back and get some answers. And our money.
Well, I came in there with a chip on my shoulder last time, and probably a little too big of a chip on my shoulder. It's always good to bluster a little bit with the underworld, but we have to remember that he is a piece of shit, but he could have us murdered. So, yeah, it's just one of those things, right?
Yeah, I suppose. That's why I fucking hate people. Hang out in the woods.
Yeah,
Someone will kill
ogres are
you.
better. Ogres are much better. Trying to add levity, and it's just not working.
Well, what do we tell him? We couldn't get the bodies. We don't have proof that we found them.
He said information was fine.
Okay, that's good.
So we'll just go back, let him know what we found, and get our money.
Sounds good to me. That gravekeeper didn't die, did he?
It looked like he kind of just retreated. We pissed him off quite a bit, though, from what I saw. Excellent shooting there.
Thanks.
I agree.
I would have liked to have gotten one more shot on that dirty bastard.
That was, I don't know how well I'm going to sleep.
I'll be happy to not see that thing again.
I feel like I won't sleep until that damn thing's dead.
How are Moonstrider's hands at this point? Pretty shaky.
Still shaky. Still super shaky.
So it's 10:30 a.m., right?
Yeah.
What is typical for this where to bury a servant's body.
That depends. Well, Sable was a slave. Regardless of how well he was treated, most slaves get an unmarked grave, if a grave at all. Dumping him in a ditch would be socially appropriate here in Felport, but if you are meaning to be more respectful, I'm not going to make you roll for it, but you would have picked up in your travels that fire fae like to be lit on fire, funeral pyre style.
Yeah, but where would we light a funeral pyre here?
You could probably find a dry patch of ground to light him up on here. I mean, you are in a cemetery.
Yeah, but it's going to take a while for him to burn. Yeah.
Them's the breaks.
That is the breaks.
Would the spider give you? Would the spider give you any compensation for your lost property?
Fuck no. No.
Well, I'm not standing around here to make a pyre. I want to get the fuck out of this place.
Yeah, I understand.
That thing like traveled through the mist or something. It was so fast.
I'm willing to stay to do the fire for Sable. All I could do for a fellow slave. I feel as long as we're far enough from that the deep tones, we'll be fine.
Well, you'd think 10:30 in the morning that it wouldn't be this dangerous. So I'll help you, but I appreciate the offer. Let's do this, though. I think that it's the best thing to do. I can collect our payment, and I'll give you your share.
That sounds fine to me.
So, yeah, I mean, Moon can continue walking if he'd like, but
Yeah, Moon, you can scout forward if you would like.
build a pyre for Civil.
If you guys are gonna build a pyre, Moon will stay, but he's super on edge and just constantly checking like any shadow, any corner.
There seems to be this lingering feeling of being watched here, which doesn't make staying here any easier. You swear by all the gods old and new that there's something in the corner of your vision, and then you turn to look and it's not there anymore. Almost a similar feeling to as if you look into a mirror, it seems like there's something just outside of your gaze within the mirror. Almost as if the mirror had depth to it. The thing is hiding just outside of sight. That eerie, sinister feeling. It takes you a little longer than you would like, comfortably or not, to build a pyre. Doesn't take long to light him up, and he burns. You guys make sure that the rest of the graveyard isn't going to burn up around you, so you don't need that on your conscience.
Right.
And you guys get back on the road, marching back to Felport. A couple hours on the road, and you're at the great gates. And as you're passing through the guards, again, they do not accost you. They're familiar with you at this point. There is one Arborian clad in a bronze breastplate, a bronze helm, with a great shield, and an impressive work of art and war of a spear in his left hand. He stands in the center of the causeway, almost as if waiting for you. What do the three of you do?
I go to move around him.
I'll
Yeah, I stick with Kirk.
I'll step over to block the path and I say, I may have business with you, Ogre. Do you have time?
I am a citizen. Am I being arrested?
No, not at all. Your services, should you choose to offer them, are requested. And your companions as well.
I'm gonna pop out from behind Kirkfall. What kind of job do you need?
There are a few texts that have gone missing from the Great Library that the librarian would like to have returned, and I've been told that your group may have the knowledge and the skills we need. Although,
Look,
3 books to be specific. Although, I don't think a giant has them. I sort of smile at that.
We don't come at a cheap price.
I understand. I've not been given the right to negotiate, only to ask for your service, and I'm sure if your fees are reasonable, they will be met.
Kirkfall kind of wipes his face of the smudges of a little bit of soot that are on there, and how about we discuss it over lunch at the Devil's? Say 2 hours from now?
That's reasonable. So,
we are in transit at the moment, so we need to be about our task. But what is your name? And
I'm Dragon.
Dragon.
Yes.
I'm Kirkfall. This is Moon and Tone.
Nice to meet you all. You need assistance? I'm willing to offer my assistance as well, as I've been instructed to aid you in the tasks that you need to have done.
Welcome to the detective squad, Watson.
Can we just burn him on the pyre?
Oh, yes, that's right. You did burn him. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's why I was wiping the fire, the soot.
Excuse me.
So, and plus, considering that he's a watchman, I'm thinking I'd like to discuss it with him like in an hour or two. That way we can go conclude our business with the spider and not have to deal with a watchman following us. I mean, I could tell by his attire, he's probably part of the authorities, is what Kirkfall's thinking.
Basically, yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah, he would, as much as Dragon would like to join us to meet the spider, probably to know where this hideout is. Kirkfall realizes that that's not the best play. So,
yeah, best not.
so he invites him for lunch at the Devil's about 1.
Okay.
All right.
I can agree to that. So I'll go back and report that I have made contact and that there a suitable down payment might be required for their services. Because apparently ogres don't work for free.
Of course, none of them do. Through the winding halls and back alleys, Kirkfall, this is your natural habitat, if you will. You find your way, the long winding way down to the spider's safe house. Back into the courtroom of the spider. His guards are with him. Still, that fat toad of a fire fae sitting on his throne. Good afternoon, my wonderful associates.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Your face is always an amusing one to see, Kirkfall. My wide-shouldered friend. What do you bring me?
Well, I've lost property.
I am
Property
sorry
that
to
was
hear that.
dear to me in the process, but we have concluded our arrangement, and I can
so
confirm
soon?
your bodies are part of the collective now.
Whose bodies?
You sent us in search of two in your employ, correct?
That is correct. But whose bodies?
So out of character, he told me I would know them.
You would know one of them.
One of them was identifiable with the tattoo.
Yeah.
That is correct. But who?
Wasn't it a red flame tattoo?
Yes.
A Weasley-looking Weldsman? Marcus.
Yes. That's one of them. So Marcus did finally bite it, huh? That's unfortunate.
I'm not sure why you sent him up to that task. I don't even think that Nell would be capable of accomplishing that. As much as I respect my ogrekin, maybe Finn might have a shot, but yeah, the underworld is coming to life out there, and
It's an unfortunate thing.
yes, it is. Is there any compensation for damage to my property?
That was not part of the agreement.
I understand that, but I call him property, but he was becoming more of a friend. My servant was a fire fae, and in that heart of hearts of yours, I would hope that you would understand that you would not wish that upon your kin.
No, of course not. He shoots a very sly glance over at Moonstrider. But I suppose I should give you something. How about this? I have heard, crawling about the underworld, that there's been someone stealing books from our fair library. And as you know, I am not a fan. I am not a supporter of theft. He gives you this evil as shit grin. I would like for you to find the culprit here and flay his skin off and make a cloak of it. Bring it back to me.
Wow. I didn't know you were into reading that much. You can read, though, right? Oh, why am I asking that? I'm sorry.
That will be a platinum. Or a few.
The spider just smirks, chuckles evilly. I read plenty, Kirkfall.
I'm sorry for even thinking that otherwise.
Do this for me, and I will consider us friends.
I thought we already were friends, Spider.
We're not friends yet. You prove yourself. He points a finger at you. You prove yourself, and I will take our friendship very seriously.
Excellent. Well, in the meantime, an ogre must eat, a fire fae must be buried, and
Yes, Eric. He leans his fat shit over and he goes into a fucking coffer nearby and he throws you like some vague amount of gold coins at you, just not in your general direction. Just there you go.
I'm gonna kneel down and start counting it right there.
Some random ass handful of 9 coins. There you go.
9 coins. We agreed upon 25.
That was for 2 corpses.
There was 2 corpses.
Did you find your bearded folk friend amongst the corpses?
Well,
This is a no.
speaking
Then I
honestly,
suggest you find yourself another slave. Find our book thief, and then I'll give you your coins.
We're gonna need a little bit up front then.
The spider just ignores Tone. His gaze is locked on Kirkfall here.
so I look over at Moon, and then I look at Tone, and I say, there were 2, right?
There were 2, and they crumbled to dust when we tried to grab them. You can't bring back bodies that don't exist anymore.
The horror that followed. I don't. Well, let's be honest, Spider. You are a unique individual, a man of certain skills, and I would put a bet you would have difficulty in that situation.
Perhaps.
And I'm leveling him with my gaze.
And he gives it right back to you.
I know he would. So let's say 20 to begin this next task, right? It's a beginning of a new relationship. I'd like to roll a persuasion, or isn't it persuade plus 6?
Yeah. Good. It's persuasion.
That is a total of a 20.
Okay.
And I kind of cock one side up like a half smile, and show my teeth.
The other guards kind of visibly tense here as they understand there's a bit of tension now in the room. And the spider just puts his hands up. He goes, "No, boys. Kirkfall just has the bearing of a young lion, and his heart is heavy. Go for a walk, my friend. Gather your thoughts. Sort out your grief. and perform this next task to me, and we'll talk. What do you say?
I kind of the smile just slowly fades, and I just kind of look to a squint at him, and I say, "This might be worth my time. What is your schedule, Spider? My arachnid friend. Now that we have stepped into your web."
He nods slowly. Well, this is an important thing for me. I'm doing a favor for another friend, as you understand, deeper in the web.
Of course. He looks at Finn.
Don't look at him. No, he is nobody. Don't. And Finn just smiles and he shakes his head. Don't look at him. He kind of gives you there's almost a softness that comes over the spider. This is really fucking unsettling for you. It's you're not quite sure if that's sympathy or if he's fucking mocking you.
Can I get an insight?
You can
Or
go
think
for it.
about it?
Yeah, go for it. Make a premonition test.
So that goes off of sight, right? So
Premonition is not sight.
Spirit.
spirit. Okay. So it's a total of an 18. I had an explosion in there.
Perfect. Yeah, you really can't tell. He's either faking it real good or you still can't tell. We'll see. He just sits back in this chair. I'll see you in a few days then. Kind of with a hand wave. He dismisses you.
And pick up all the coins and kind of put it into the shabby pouch that he's kind of looks at Tone and Moon and gives a shrug. Starts walking towards the exit.
Follow behind Kirkfall.
Was that 9 total we got between the three of us?
I think it was 9 each. 9 gold.
That's 9 gold, period. Yes, between
Wow.
the three of you.
So we were supposed to be 25 each. That bastard fucking shorted us like
22 each.
no, yeah, 22 each. So 66.
Because I'm literally like I'm muttering, what the fuck did he actually pay us? And so since we have that massive shortage established before we left the room, I'm gonna shoot the spider a dirty look. I'm just gonna look over my shoulder and shoot him a dirty look.
Okay. What he does, and I'm assuming you're the only one looking back. Or wait, before we continue, Moonstrider's the last one out of the room, correct?
So he throws the Felport gang sign at him, or what?
No. Yeah, middle finger. No. But I'm gonna make Kirkfall and Tone actually roll awareness for me, but Moonstrider's the only one gonna see this. He just the spider just sits back in this chair and he steeples his fingers and he winks at you from behind his hands, so just in front of his mouth, as the privacy curtain closes behind you. Go ahead and roll for it, guys.
Mm, 19 for me.
Okay, gotcha. Neither of you did see that quick, so. As we quickly change scenes here, guys, make your way back to the Devil's Rest Tavern, and it's a little bit less lively today than usual, which obviously isn't saying much from what you're experiencing before. The usual table is open. There are new serving girls in, and there are Fire Fae exotic dancers, belly dancers, actually dancing in kind of like a space, a center, not a dance floor kind of way, but they move chairs and tables out of the way to actually give the girls room, and there's 4 of them there, and these girls are they are gorgeous beyond belief. Equally so, they're dolled up. They are, I suppose you could consider them scantily clad. They're Fey women, so they probably don't think that way at all. But you do find your Arborian contact across the way. What has Dragon been doing for the past hour and a half?
He went back and reported that he had made contact with the group, and basically went over to see if he could get a description of the books from the library, what they look like, what they're bound in, things like that.
They are dark, leather-bound tomes that are about 3 and 4 inches thick. All 3 of them. Easily, maybe about, at the oldest, maybe about 800 to 1,000 cycles old.
Okay. So definitely quite old. And also to get an idea of what kind of pay we're looking to give these fellows, so I know what I'm negotiating with.
At first, Lewin said, well, he paused, and I mean, with the authority of a high priest, he says, "Will you tell them that I sent you, and that will be all the payment that they require?" But when he pauses partway through that and says, "No, there's an ogre amongst them. He will require payment." Tell them.
The other ones will too.
Tell them I will give their party 50 gold crowns and a favor from the church.
That I will do. So, all right, and then I'll take my leave and go down to the. I guess which your priest is responsible for actually handing out money and make sure I actually get that, or at least half of it.
Yeah, he'll actually give you half.
Okay.
The religion of Lekra is always a half now, half later dealings.
That worked for me. So okay, then I'll head down to the Devil's Rest, and I'll get a table and wait for their arrival.
All right. For the rest of us, you walk into the scene that I just described a bit ago.
I need a drink. A stiff drink. And he walks over to the bar. What about you guys?
Following right behind.
After everything, completely.
What's the strongest you have? I'd like 3 shots.
Well, I have some grain ale. I could probably mix with something that's a few cycles old. I haven't tried this yet myself, but I don't know how it'll affect an ogre's guts. He pours out a human-sized glass for you, which would be, I suppose, a shot glass for you.
Well, I'm talking about these two as well. And I'd like 3 ales to follow it up. Please. Drink an ale today, Tone Moon.
Always.
Yeah.
The bartender there will comply. Gets your cups ready. He gets the ogre-sized mug out, and he just pours it out.
We kind of I hold it up and then chink next to their glass, and then I drink the shot, and then I do a little bit of a chaser to cut the bite of the shot.
All right, conditioning rolls. Because this is some pretty grody battery acid grog he is serving you.
Ten.
All right.
That was a bad roll.
Well, now Moonstrider's not going to be role playing for the rest of the evening. But what do we got for Kirkfall?
21.
All right. Yeah. So for the rest of you, yeah, it does have a kick, but you're able to muscle through it.
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, that stuff is bitter. Obviously, his kind can't take it as he's standing there looking sick.
You
You have a
shut
bucket?
up.
Do you need a bucket?
No.
You want the key?
No.
You want some bread?
Yeah.
You get
The
a
bartender already has your bread ready for
I
you.
need some fucking bread.
That was fast. I pick up my bread and my ogre-sized goblet and turn around, and I just kind of eye the nudity behind me.
You didn't see, but Moon had a weak stomach from this morning. As you guys were building the pyre, he threw up whatever breakfast he had because he was still shaking from that creature. So he had nothing in his stomach when he had those drinks just now.
Ooh. All right.
So
There you
that's
go.
why it's just like immediate boom.
So Dragon is in the corner. You actually you are seeing all of this, so you may join us whenever you wish.
Hey, guardsman, get the fuck over here. We got some shit we want to say at your face.
Hey, why don't maybe we should go to the room and a little more
Yeah.
favor. What do you think?
I'll
Yeah, we should grab Moon, kind of like.
Down.
He kind of
make
leans
my way
over to
over
Tone,
there.
and just in case he's being really, loud.
I'll
Oh, yeah.
walk over there, and
We got business
Hello,
over here.
you're the one they call Moon, yes?
Who's that? Who's asking? Oh, you're asking. Yeah.
Dragon.
Yeah, we got a table in the room, so let's go up there so we can talk business.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
gotta
Sean.
walk upstairs now.
What is this drink you're having?
Hey, can we have one for the guard?
Yeah, guard on duty needs to let loose.
Yeah, I lean
I'm
over
on
the
duty.
bar. I lean over the bar. It's on him.
I'm not on duty currently. So, okay.
No, the bartender who is I don't believe I described him earlier. He is he's a mixed blood. He's probably a bastard of probably several different Fey races and a couple of mortal ones. He he pours you out a clay glass and he kind of like hands it over to Drug and he goes, it came from my personal distillery yesterday evening. I don't know how it's going to affect a Fey stomach.
I'll sniff it first off.
Kick
Do
in
they have any
the
distinctive odors?
Oh, it reeks. Oh, it absolutely reeks.
Smells like
this
distilled
be,
urine.
would this be an apothecary roll to figure out what's in it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, not quite double eights, double sevens though.
Oh, there you go.
So that's going to be a total of a 19.
Well, there's it's kind of got that well, I probably shouldn't say that. I was gonna say it's it's got a kind of a like sweet, pungent, almost like rotten apple kind of cidery smell to it, but
Okay.
it's also kind of got an earthy kind of it's also not entirely liquid. It's also a bit of like sludge.
So it's got a bit
So,
of
so it's got a lot of
sediment
sediment in it. Yeah,
Okay.
Someone spiked my apple juice.
very much
Okay.
so.
I'll drink it. So
It may or may not have a part of a potato in there too. So
see. How do I add conditioning into that?
yeah, conditioning.
Okay.
It's gonna hit your stomach here quick.
Okay, with conditioning, that's going to be a 22.
Oh yeah. So it tastes like death. It smells like death. It hits your stomach and you're like,
Death.
did I just drink embalming fluid?
I'll set the glass down, slide it back to him, and say, I think it needs to age a little more. How much for the drink?
Oh, just a handful of coppers.
Okay. I'll hand him 10 coppers for mine and theirs as well, if they haven't already paid.
Oh no, oh yeah, no they have not paid here.
Okay. Well, there you go. I'll pay with their drinks, and then I'll ask them to send up a good sized jug of a good ale up to the room as well. Maybe some bread
Okay.
to help Moon. So throw some more coppers out.
He's already got a loaf of bread in his hand, so he's okay
good.
now.
All right.
You re-adjourn.
Look over. Take us out.
You back in the inn room, you find yourselves a little bit more weary and shaky, and maybe feeling a little bit better than you probably should, due to the battery acid you've just imbibed. They did add another bed to the room since you guys had left, so. And yeah, Moon's been kind of like half stumbling, half dragging himself across the floor to actually get to the room. But no, he passes out on his bed on the edge of consciousness, still with that loaf of bread in his hand.
That's just, yeah. Okay. I'll sit down and wait for the ale to come up with some cups, pour some cups for everybody, and I'll slide them over to you guys. And it's tradition among my people to always have a drink before you when you're discussing business.
It's a very good tradition.
I agree.
So,
And I take the collar out of my pouch and I put it on the table.
you need of a slave?
We just lost one.
Hope you're properly reimbursed.
You're
It
fine.
wasn't.
Well, unfortunately, that's occasionally the price of doing business in this city, especially if you happen to be involved with anyone of unsavory character.
So three.
Earlier, yes, $3. There is a book of these books are around up to 1,000 cycles old. One is on herbalism, one is on farming, and one is on the use of iron tools and the making of them. They're ancient texts, and they are large tomes bound with leather, about 3 to 4 inches thick. And the church is willing to pay you a handsome sum for their recovery.
What does the church define as a handsome sum?
40 pieces of gold.
Looks over
Half
at
up
Tone.
front. Half up front.
We talking each? Yeah. Or
Oh,
a lump
no.
sum?
Total. So
I'm gonna turn to Kirkfall and lean in,
Oh.
kind of like a whisper, and be like, "You should use that ogre tongue of yours. See if we can get more out of this guy, out of the church."
That's like up front. It's like 10 gold for me and 10 gold for Kirkfall, and then Tone gets some shit later.
Well, how
Ignore
about
that.
we-
Ignore the drunk guy.
Can't.
How about we talk about 25 gold each with 15 up front?
I can't quite go that high. Unfortunately, the church doesn't have a huge budget for this. I could go up a bit more. I could go as high as 50 total, and then 25, of course, up front.
How about 20 each? And then we'll go with 5 up front.
I could, as I said, 50 is as high as I can go, but I can also, I am also authorized to allow you to garner a future favor from the church itself. And they have many things they can do to smooth your way in this city and in the areas around.
I'm a big fan of favors from high up people.
All right. So I think we're in agreement.
So 25 up front with 25 upon delivery and a favor from the church.
Drink on it.
Yep.
I'll hold my cup up, tow it back, reach into my pouch, pull out a bag or a small sack, and place it in the middle of the table. 25 gold coins. Please count it.
Tone, can you count?
I can definitely count.
While
I'll
he
take
starts counting that, I'm going to ask him, what do you know?
Not much, unfortunately. After discussing and getting you an employee, I was hoping to go back to the library and just speak with the librarians there. One of my associates is already there doing some research on what occurred, looking over the crime scene, if you will. I believe you've met him actually. Fayhammer?
Fayhammer. Describe him to me.
He's a Arborian, and he's about so tall, and I gesture with my hands. Bit of a woodsman type person. Favors the bow. I believe you may have met him when the high priest went to cleanse that abominable thing that your friend brought to us.
Oh,
So,
well, I don't remember all of them. I
I
probably
believe
remember him when I met him.
I think he actually brought you some those the iron implements that you currently carry. I believe he brought.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to Kirkfall and be like, "It's all here."
Excellent. Okay. Well, okay, so 3 books. Why would a bearded folk want them?
That's a good question. I would have bearded folk want those. And it seems you've already done some legwork, I believe. Yes?
I just might have heard something that, who I am and my connections. There might be some opportunity there.
They did say you weren't the typical ogre, and I can see that. Well, would you like to accompany me to the library and find out when these books may have actually been taken?
That sounds like a good idea.
Possibly after a good hearty lunch. I look over at Moon.
Yeah. I think we need to. You want to wait for me downstairs? And I'm going to ring the bell for like the room service.
As you wish. I can wait for you downstairs. So.
Kind of waiting for. Usually, when you ring the bell, I'm thinking they probably bring at least midday. They're going to bring fresh water or something, which is usually cold.
There does a serving mate does actually bring that up to you around noon 30, if you will. So you're waiting there for a few minutes.
All right, so Tony, give me a hand with this. I'm going to drag Moon off the bed onto the floor, and then basically just take the water and just douse it on his face.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Why?
Sploosh.
What's that for?
You need to wake up. Work needs to be done.
Welcome back to the world.
Oh. You're a fucker.
Yeah. What's your
Your
pin?
head is
Give me the
pounding.
password to your bank account. I'm just kidding.
F U C K Y.
All right. Did you empty it all out? Did you get it all out? I give him the empty bowl as we kind of lift him up and sort of lean him over to the empty bowl of water that just got dumped on him. Come on, finger it if you have to.
Oh.
Never had an ogre finger, and I stick my middle finger up.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my
I heard
god.
all the Fae like it.
What? Sticking your fucking hand down my throat?
Come on, we got to do business. Do you want to make money?
Yeah.
Gold. Come on, Moon, get your shit together.
He's gonna chug a bit of that water, take a piss, and grab another bit of bread on the way out.
All right, so yeah, we go down and probably ask if we could have like a. I'm gonna ask for a sandwich or something like a meat with some cheese and breads, so that I can put it into like a sandwich, so I can mash it and eat it quickly.
Yeah, he won't charge you for that. It's quick and dirty food. That's fine. But Dragon is down there in the dining room with you, so
I'll probably be eating lunch myself. So you're missing at the fishy taste.
oh yeah.
You don't like the fish?
I prefer a good boar with a good apple gravy. Something more suitable for a, just more suitable. Fish will sustain me, but I'll never get a taste for it.
Have you ever known a man with a red flame tattoo?
Red flame tattoo. Got a character? Have I?
No.
No.
Many of the sailors in Felport have tattoos, but they vary so much. It's hard to keep track of individual ones.
Okay.
I've seen several people with tattoos. I can't say for sure if it was a red flame tattoo or not. Sailors and such.
Hey, so Dragon, you have a good line on some armor?
I know some reputable smiths in town that could put together a good piece. For your size, it may be a bit pricey.
Oh, he holds up his 3-fingered hand, and no, my friend Tone is looking to better his equipment, and
Then yes, I'm sure there are a few.
Our last venture out messed up my gear pretty good. I don't think I could withstand another bout at the moment.
I can introduce you to the smith that does work for our guards, although anything he makes will take some time.
That sounds good.
So, if nothing else, he could at least fit you properly so that he can get the work done. I'll take you that way on the way to the library if you'd like. Can your friend Moon walk?
I don't know how to moonwalk.
a point of inspiration. At least we could like give him a couple bananas and make him eat those.
Yeah. Do they have bananas here?
No, they don't have bananas here.
How about pickles?
Oh,
How about pickles? They have pickles?
Any crystal
there's
meth?
plenty of that. They don't have crystal meth, no.
Cocaine?
No, you're fresh out of crystal meth. It's all Quaaludes right now.
Yeah. I'll give him a couple
Sorry.
of pickles from behind the bar and an upper. And yeah. But yeah, I'll get a couple of pickles and hand them to him and say, try these. These should help sober you up. So.
No, and I think that the reason Kirkfall was asking Dragon to take us by an armor is that while I am familiar with some, I haven't ever really worn armor. So, and he's also a guard, so I'm like thinking to myself, he might actually have, and not only that, he's wanting to impress us. Not too much, but he's wanting to impress us right now. So he's a man of the city. So
So as we do that, I guess we'll proceed over to the smithy ward, and I'll take you by and show you the our smith. Introduce you to him.
There's quite a few smiths in the the armory district, and down the way is the arsenal. But yeah, you hear the anvils before you actually see them. They they're mostly, I would say, actually no, they're mostly mortal men here. They one of them out front goes, who are we sizing up today?
Okay, this fella here, I'll motion toward Tone and give him a good firm pat on the back, and sort of motion him forward. So, and give him a good deal.
It's the outfitter there. So, is that all you're wearing? Just not. You're not sure if he's talking down to you or not, but clearly he's a craftsman of some higher quality, where he kind of gives you the elevator eyes and goes, huh? And no wonder you're here. Are you But his question does hang in the air. Is that all you're wearing?
I know it's not the best, but with a good amount of skill, what I got works for me. But I would like to make life a bit easier. I'm hoping your gear will suffice.
Oh, it'll more than suffice. Strip, lad.
I'll sort of chuckle in the back after he says that. Lean over to Kirkfall and say, "This is one of the better smiths in town. His stuff will suffice."
How much money do you have? And he's not necessarily talking to Tone, but he's kind of arcing it to the group.
I've got enough.
Yeah, we'll see about that. He actually, he's taking what would be a primitive tape measure, going around your waist, around your neck, your chest there, getting your measurements here. For the right price, I could probably clad this boy in ebon. And he kind of just he pushes him, like almost knocking Tone over, but like, I don't know. He's kind of a flimsy kid on his feet. I would not want to waste the metal.
Oh,
Flimsy. As I give him a cocked eye.
Boone's gonna be like, "How much would a set of Abin cost?" And he's speaking loudly because he's got his hands over his ears because of the fucking anvil ringing sounds.
So what you're saying is Moon thinks he's talking at a normal register, but he's intoxicated and his ears haven't popped, so he's just screamed at everyone.
No, he's not like super drunk, but he just doesn't care right now that he just the voices are kind of muffled, so he's like, I might as well talk louder too. Even though it doesn't quite make sense for him to talk louder, but he's going to do it anyway.
So the craftsman, his gaze settles on Dragon. Is he wearing a breastplate? Or am I going to clad him in mail?
Breastplate.
good choice. And I bang my fist on my chest.
Why are we banging things?
I look over at me, just sort of grin. So
A suit of bronze I can make for about 30 silver.
How
A coat
about
of ebon? Oh, that'll cost you more.
I have more.
How much is more?
Well, a coat of ebon. He kind of looks over at his back room. It'll take me a month. But I could do an ebon breastplate for 80 gold.
I'd be happy with an iron helm and an iron breastplate, if that is doable.
Well, I don't work iron. Iron is a foul thing, and it's too brittle. He walks over to Dragon and kind of like wraps his knuckles on his breastplate. This is probably this right here. He actually kind of gets his fingers underneath his breastplate and kind of like lifts it up, and actually he holds it against you and kind of straightens it on you in a bit.
Okay.
That's
I'll let it.
that'll be a bit. This will be sturdier than any iron that you have. Iron belongs on a farm, not on the battlefield. I'll tell you that much, boy. But nothing, every metal pales in comparison to ebon.
Is this guy a bearded folk?
No, he's actually Ebonese.
Okay. I've known bearded folk smiths in my life, right?
Oh, plenty.
And just at a guess, would I think that 80 gold is a acceptable? Was it 80 or 60?
80.
80 gold is a acceptable price for an ebon breastplate?
For a human, yeah, you'd think so.
For a month's time?
For a month, yes.
It's about average.
Yeah, and that's one craftsman working on it. And that's start to finish. Leather, straps, harness, metal. That's assuming if he already has the bronze hardware, like the buckles and stuff for it, or if he actually makes the buckles out of ebon as well.
And we're all together there, right?
Oh yeah, all four of you.
Kirkfall kind of leans in and he says, a month, you say, for Tone. He's one of the heroes of the city. He took care of the giant that threatened the safety of our realm.
What giant?
Exactly. He's gone now because we killed him.
Really?
I could vouch for him. I've heard the tale.
I show the tooth necklace.
Mm-hmm.
I see. But I've never heard of you. So you're not a hero of the city.
Just because you've got your head in the sand doesn't mean shit.
Well,
My head is on the important things.
his head is next to the anvil and the fire, which that's where he works. But I can understand that. But my friend here, the watchman, is speaks truly, as we did fell the giant, and Tone was integral in that fight.
1 month. Standard for one suit. And that is with a normal day and my 2 apprentices working on one suit. If you want it quicker, I would have to increase my price. I would be working past sunset on this suit. Is it truly that much to you? Does it mean that much?
Well,
And he's not directly talking at Kirkfall either. Again, he's arcing the question to the group.
He's looking over at Tone more like, is it the money or the time?
Well, I don't think I can afford the ebon either way.
How long would the bronze breastplate take?
Slightly less.
Yeah.
I have to go find the copper for it. I have plenty of tin.
How much would that run me?
30 silver.
And what do you have in the department of great shields by chance?
Sure you can handle a great shield, lad? He kind of gives you a half smirk and a wink.
I don't have these teeth around my neck for nothing. Though you might not know my name.
Fair enough. Wait here. And he hollers for one of his boys. And not, obviously, probably not his children, but one of his apprentices to go into the back. And he hauls out a bronze great shield, which more or less could be used as a manhole cover. But it does cover you from shoulder to the upper calf.
I take it in my hand, get a good feel for it.
It's heavy, but you can with some practice you'll be able to use it properly.
And then turn back to him. And how long on that breastplate did you say for the bronze one?
Just less of a month. 40 days on our calendar. 3 days less for bronze. But that shield, 20 silver.
Of course. I undo my pouch from my pocket. And how much for the breastplate? I'll pay in advance.
How about a gold for all of it?
A gold for all of it, huh?
No.
And Corkfall produces the gold in his hand and hands it to him.
What's your name? He's looking at Kirkfall.
I've gone by many names.
What did your mother call you?
I'm known by Kirkfall.
I see. A gold? Yeah, we could do business. He takes the gold from you. He turns around. He walks back to his anvil just to get started right now.
I say, what's your name?
My name?
Inigo Montoya?
No. My name is Raylan.
Well met, Raylan.
Well met.
If you do extra well on the job, we may look back to you for more, or there may be more coin for you. We don't boast unnecessarily. We have done these things. Thank you for your time.
I will say, though, before you go, if I'm going to be doing this and you're going to be paying me so much, you better be coming back only to me.
If your armor stands up in battle, of course.
Then we will definitely be coming back to you.
Don't you worry, boy. It'll hold up. Come back to me in a month.
Tone, have you ever used a great shield before?
I have not, but I have had lots of practice with one before, so need to get warmed up.
Well, just a moment now. I'll help you basically adjust the straps and stuff like that. Add a character, Rafe. This is sort of like the hoplite shields and such, right?
Of course. They're not quite as domed, but they do have that center strap. No boss though.
Yeah, it has. So to have a strap that actually goes over your shoulder and around your body to help support it, and then a handle in the middle to help where you control it and such. So that way you're not supporting the whole thing with your one arm all the time. So, and then I'll show you how to flip it around on your back so that you can carry it around with you, not being obstructed with it. So, it takes some getting used to, though. Yeah, I can get my guitar on a strap, basically.
Oh, sorry, guys. It may be heavy on your arm currently, but you do feel that your lower back muscles will actually get a pretty nice workout here. Heavy but comfortable is kind of like the feeling that you have.
Oh, and definitely feeling much safer. What we just went through.
And probably more confident, huh?
Oh yeah.
All right. How far do you let your companions actually go down the road before Moon actually engages with Raylan, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Basically, I'm gonna, if any of them notice that I'm not following immediately behind them, I'm gonna wave them on, and so just, like I said, if anybody notices, I'll be like, I'll just be a sec. I'll be right behind you.
Raylan looks up. He's got a match in his hand, and you actually see him drop the match into the forge, and woof.
It's nice.
He starts heating up the metal that he has, and starts smelting his bronze without looking up at you. He goes, What treacherous words do you have for me?
Nothing treacherous. And sorry, just a second to clarify. Tone paid for bronze armor and bought a bronze shield.
Yes, altogether a bronze breastplate and a bronze great shield.
Okay. And Kirkwall paid him a gold for that?
That's correct.
Okay. And it was 80 or something else, never mind. So I'm gonna ask, what do you have by way of ebon daggers?
I have quite a few for the coin.
Yeah, what's the coin?
For Evan? I charge about 20 gold for one. What kind of armor is Moonstrider wearing right now?
Furs and leathers.
If you have the money for it, would you rather buy something of ebon to cover that torso of yours? He finally kind of gives you a sidelong look from his anvil.
I feel like that might slow me down.
Oh no. Stay here. I've been holding on to this for some time because I had it from a friend of mine, and he raises his voice as he leaves you, and he goes into the back room, and you kind of hear him kind of like move some things around. Something falls over. He goes, "Ah, shit!" He moves it up, picks it back up, and he comes out with a coat of ebon mail actually over his left arm, and he holds it up by the shoulders, and it's actually a shirt of ebon rings that actually cover you from shoulder to about just above your mid thigh, and you'll find this to be heavier than what you're wearing, but it won't hamper your movements.
Easily concealable.
Of course, just wear a shirt over it.
How much is that gonna run?
Well, I could part with this for about 70 gold.
70. Well,
The one who previously wore this was also an Umbread.
okay.
He's a guardsman for the city, but he was deep wilderness craft.
I see. Well, what if I am interested in purchasing this from you, and I am, before you mentioned an ebon coat on that bronze for my friend there.
Close the door behind you.
Closes the door.
All right. What can I get for you then?
How much do you usually ask up front for an order like that? Full
Well,
price, half price, small down payment? What do you want?
that all depends. Are you a member of the guard? The guard normally put down small down payments up front, or the city takes it out of their monthly wages.
I mean, if you want to take it out of my friend's wage, you can, but I don't think he'd like that. Uh, Moon reaches down into a pocket that he's got uh, deep in his vest, and he'll produce the platinum that was given to him by, I don't remember his name.
That would be Blackheart.
Blackheart, yeah. I'll produce the platinum and say, is this good for that ebon chain and a down payment on that ebon coat on that breastplate?
Not the ebon breastplate, but if you still wanted that dagger, that will pay for both.
That's almost 50% of the ebon cost on that breastplate.
Mail is lighter, less metal. And it takes less long to create, too.
Wait, you said you have the mail right now, right?
He's holding it.
Yeah. For 70 gold, I could just buy that and take it right now.
Yes.
And then the
Plus
rest
the
of
dagger he wants to sell you.
Oh, I just diverted from the dagger to offering him essentially that.
Oh, so we're not talking about the dagger anymore. Okay, gotcha.
Sorry, yeah. Essentially, that excess 30 would just go towards the ebon coating. 30 of the 80 gold.
All right. I understand now. Then yes, his answer would be different. Then
Okay.
No, that'll work fine.
I mean, unless you want to give in a discount of all the items and throw in that dagger as a good faith purchase that will come back to you exclusively.
He says something to one of his apprentices, and he essentially just makes him continue heating up the forge, and he walks over to you.
I mean, Kirkfall did give you a little extra there for what he did buy.
He
Does that not
crosses
show a
his,
little good faith?
he folds his arms across his chest and kind of looks at you squarely. He goes, "You trying to buy me exclusively for your arms and armor?"
I'm trying to do something nice for a friend, and I'm trying to give you business.
How long are you four going to be in Felport or the region?
I don't know.
Well,
Seems like with this group, where the wind takes us is where we go, but we'd be back for it. My guarantee.
if I was to take this offer and you did not come back, what would happen?
Sell it to someone else. You'd already have a down payment on it. You'd already have a little extra. If you threw in the dagger and the mail, and then let's say then 10 gold, unless you want to discount it, then there would be a 10 gold of the 80. If we never came back, you'd have your 10 extra gold and you'd sell it for full price.
Fucking Christ.
What was that?
Lex got pissed off at something.
Oh,
No, it's all right. So,
I'll reach into my pouch and I'll throw down another 10 gold on the table. Mail, dagger, down payment for breastplate. If we don't come back, you keep this excess 20 gold. What do you have to lose? We'll pay the other 60.
He takes a bit longer than you'd probably think he should to respond. But do I also have your word that I'm your exclusive smith?
For me, certainly. I'm sure I could talk my companions into it.
You talk your companions into it, we got a deal.
Let's say it's a foregone conclusion. You make him this beautiful piece, I'm sure he'll come back to you, and only you.
You know him that well?
Well enough. If I tell him you've got the goods, he'll come back.
All right, then. He offers you a soot-covered hand.
Shake it.
He's got a pretty powerful blacksmith's grip, but he doesn't rip your arm off. He takes your money from you, and he goes, I'll be right back with the dagger. He hands you over the coat.
Immediately putting it on.
It's significantly lighter than what you'd think, but you could put your leather jerkin over the top of it and conceal it nicely.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
A few minutes later, he comes back out with an ebon hunting dagger that's got a gut hook on the back of it. This probably will do best for you. It's a fighting knife, but I've also made it a bit more of a tool, and he kind of like pricks his thumb a little bit on the gut hook.
Nice.
I'll see you in a few chains then. Travel safely.
They will. And right before I open the door, I turn back and I go, "Do you do anything in ebon arrowheads?"
I do those all the time.
How much for 20?
20.
20 heads.
It's about a gold and a half for 20, yeah, per arrowhead. So, would you like an order of those as well?
Sorry, how much was it? You said a gold for 20 or
a gold and a half for the head.
For one head?
Correct.
So 30 gold for 20 heads.
Correct.
Okay. If you have some time, I'll have the coin.
I have 10 now. 10 heads. They need to be fashioned to the shafts, but
I can do that. If I'm honest with you, Raylan, I gave you what I have. Almost
all of it, huh?
You seem like a worthwhile investment.
Tell you what, come back to me 2 days from now and I'll have the arrowheads ready.
I don't have money for you right now.
On good faith. Now get out of my shop. I have work to do. He points at the door with an ebon hammer. Kind of with this, like, he's got a half smirk on his face, like he's telling you to get the fuck out, but he's like, if you want to stay and chat, you want to, I can work and talk at the same time.
Don't spend all that money in one place. It'll walk out. Kind of like reminding him that I just paid him a shitload of money.
Oh yeah.
Don't sass a great customer.
Your companions are about 300 yards down the road. What have you guys been talking about for I suppose the last 10 minutes?
I would imagine our current job and heading over to the library and probably getting some more information about the books.
Yeah, most likely with me, I'm probably giving tips on how to use a heavy shield. So all kinds of actually going through the motions of basically it says someone who does it as a hobby, basically. You can tell this guy does this kind of stuff for entertainment as well as actually warfare. So, and he's also trying to talk you into switching over to a spear as well. It's the best combination ever. So,
Well done.
Yeah, I would imagine that Kirkfall just disconnected once they started talking about shields, and he had been scanning the area with an awareness of 24. So,
Fair enough. You do
watching
see
my couch for sure.
oh right, yep. You do see an Arborian in a hood, kind of leaning against one of the outer walls of the librarian. He's taking a dagger to his fingernails. You do catch this Arborian's eyes. He's his Viridian eyes kind of shimmer and kind of burn under the edge of his hood there, and he throws you a wink. And that's you remember that face, the courier who brought you your iron kukris. Walks out from that alleyway, throws his hood back and smiles. Well, you live another day, giant. How fare you with those iron
surprised?
stickers? Yeah. No, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah. They fared me. They did well. Thank you.
Be careful with them. I hear that iron is rather brittle. You don't want to have one of those shatter on you in battle.
they
Got
do.
some ebon blades.
Iron. Ebon is not brittle. He nods to Dragon. Cousin.
Doesn't. So of course, Fey iron is much superior to either.
Well, of course.
So this scares you too? He kind of produces it quickly and just.
Oh, I as soon as it comes out, I take a half step back.
I'm not threatening. I'm just showing it.
Yes, but one does not walk near a burning torch when it's being shown either.
It's really interesting as he puts it back. As I've shaved in the past, we haven't we all? You get the sting. I don't understand the sting like you do.
What, the sting of iron?
The sting of iron, yes.
It's to us that iron is, well, let me ask you this. If you were to walk into a forge, would you willingly reach down and grab a blazing hot ebon dagger, say, from the forge itself in your bare hand?
No, but at the same time, I wouldn't reach down and grab a blazing hot iron dagger.
Well, to us, those iron daggers, those weapons you have there, they never lose their heat to the Fae. It's as if you're waving around a blazing hot brand, if you wish.
It's good to know, and he kind of gives you that neutral look of like, is he threatening or not?
Yeah, you see Dragon's eyes sort of go a little bit flat at that, and you see a smile on one side of his face, almost like he might enjoy that.
Well, I hate to interrupt this, but gentlemen, I have some leads for you, if you would mind hearing them.
Is this the best place for it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Middle of the street?
There's no one here. Never mind them. And the library's been locked down for classes. You know how wizards are doing their studying and
Wizard.
poking their noses into things that they don't need to be. You understand.
I dropped the butt of my spear onto his foot. While
Well-
those who don't study wander around the streets doing all kinds of nefarious things. Yes, cousin?
Well, he raises his arm like he's gonna slug you and almost knock you over, but
Yeah.
he
It wasn't meant to
stops.
harm. Yeah, it wasn't meant to harm. It's just like a little friendly,
Bonk.
stop that.
No, no. If you want some quieter place, follow me. He drags you back into this, or he leads you back into an alleyway nearby. He
Okay.
lights up his pipe. All right. No one is allowed in the library because all practitioners of the cult are having their classes currently. Now, there was someone, a shady character of mortal countenance, as filthy and mongrel-like as they could be, here about a chain ago. And he'd been asking a lot of questions about the topics found in these tomes that we're here to recover. Now then, this individual is a gardener as well as a gravekeeper at the cemetery.
Mm.
He kind of like stutters a bit, going,
A bearded folk?
no. The thief in question was a human, mortal man. He'd been asking some unsettling questions about the plant known as moon glove and how it can become to be cultivated.
Did he have a tattoo?
He'd not from my understanding, no.
Okay. Moon glove is a fairly potent poison if processed correctly.
That's correct. And there are some religions that find this thing to be a plant of magical properties.
Yes, they put it in their pipe and smoke it, motion toward his pipe. So, dirty habit, cousin.
There are shadow cultists that believe that this plant in and of itself has properties of the darkness itself. So, if one person, a practitioner of the occult, wants to cultivate Moonglove for shadowy purposes, this person needs to be extinguished.
Definitely. We don't want more shadow brought into this place. So, there's already plenty of it.
Of course.
So the cemetery, you say?
The great graveyard outside the city used to be a village, but yes, that.
Yes.
Kirk follows, looking at, kind of rolling his eyes and looking over at Tone. Again.
Yes, you buried a slave earlier. Yes.
We were checking on two old friends of mine. They were business associates of mine in the graveyard, and it was not a fun experience. It was actually very terrifying. I lost my it was almost a friend. You might call him a slave, but I call him a friend.
Yes, I understand.
Feyhammer looks up and says, well, this must be a very powerful thing to make an ogre quake in his boots. giving you a kind of a wiry smirk.
At that point, he's still looking at Tone, and you can hear this sort of fart sound as he's yeah, quaking my boots. Yeah, I think I see Moon. Moon is like probably pacing back and forth, like up and down the street. Moon.
I've already found you.
Oh,
What? I'm right here. What?
oh, right. But don't mind the smell.
It's the what my cousin's smoking, I'm sure.
It's that moon glove.
I don't think-
Smoking moon glove.
I don't think you would smoke moon glove, no.
You want to die?
Nah,
that's
moon
true.
glove. Smoking it will kill you. The fumes are horrible.
No, I lost a friend in the graveyard this morning, just this morning, and I was checking up on two old friends of mine, and yeah,
It was not the best of times.
there were some interesting things that occurred, and the church might be interested.
What kinds of things?
Spooky, misty shit.
Okay.
Kind of
Did you sketch it, Moon?
No, but it's embedded in my memory.
He hands him a piece of paper with a piece of charcoal.
I mean, if I can sketch it real quick, like a general sense of it, I would try. But it would look like shit because I don't draw.
It looks like
It's mostly going to look like a bunch of puffs of smoke.
there is some sort of foulness to the city graveyard.
I've always found it to be a very peaceful place.
Oh,
Not-
well, you're welcome to go out there. I wouldn't go with you, but what were you saying, Tone?
I was gonna mention the grave digger. That fellow was
Huh.
not a normal character.
So would you say the gravekeeper possibly was he human?
He could take a couple arrows, I could tell you that.
Yeah, he took a few.
So maybe he's laying there in the graveyard dying as we speak.
Sure. Well, let's go with that.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
So when you say he was these puffs of smoke, this was I'm coming often visualizing what you're saying. Are you saying this was a being that could turn himself into a puff of smoke?
He seemed to have some sort of pet that traveled through the mist.
Huh.
It was ungodly fast.
Do a cult insight to see if that sounds like anything I may have heard of. Oh, that's nice. It's gonna be a 21 on a cult insight.
Sounds to you like a lurker.
Okay.
Lurkers are created when a child is actually laid low by a violent death with anything touched of the darkness.
Oh, okay. That sounds
And yes,
horrible.
that picture that I showed you earlier is actually a little Ebony's girl.
okay. Huh. So that's possibly, if he has a pet of that type, that means he's possibly in some way a member, a follower of the Shadow Pillar, possibly. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
Does
I
it
wouldn't-
fit what I know about them?
Yeah,
Okay.
wizards of the most foul.
Ah. Wonderful.
Wouldn't
Hey,
doubt.
Case.
I mean, he also raised some fucking skeletons, if that tells you anything else.
Ooh. Necromancer.
Yeah, we might have forgot to mention that right off the bat. He raised the goddamn dead.
Yes. A necromancer. By themselves,
little
not
bad.
necessarily a bad lot, but when combined with shadow, yes, that's something that needs to be dealt with. And dealt with extreme prejudice.
And Feyhammer will speak up and say, "You mean to say that this thing that we're possibly going to be going after is a necromancer of the unhallowed variation? He's not a
believe
white
so.
necromancer."
No, not a white necromancer at all. Doesn't sound that way. These things, this foul thing that he's created, it's something one of the most unwholesome things you can imagine. Poor
I
innocent
understand.
child twisted by the shadow and forced to serve their will after death.
I am familiar with what a lurker is.
Yes.
And Feyhammer does kind of look off as a little knowingly, unfortunately knowingly. I will
Well-
see what I can find here in this library because the headmasters are allowing me to enter. But
Of course.
the four of you, good luck. We're going to need to look into this quickly.
Yes.
We can't have any more children be taken in this way.
No. In fact, I look to my companions and say, we should probably go down there and deal with this foul thing as soon as we can.
Oh, that sounds like just fabulous.
Does not sound fabulous twice in one day.
Well,
Maybe even better at night.
I'd feel much better with my new bronze chest plate, but I do agree speed would be better.
the longer we wait, the more likely he is to corrupt more children. And as we all know, there are children who lose their lives fairly often here in this town. So the chances of him finding one suitable or creating one suitable are very high. So but yes.
And with that, I suppose that we're decided.
I think so. I mean, well, my companions need to. Obviously, they have hesitation. They've encountered this thing, so it must have been formidable.
So the church is going to deal with this thing while we look for the book thief?
Well, they may be the one and the same.
But we're going to look for the book thief, right?
Yeah. Well, he may be the book thief himself. He seems to fit the profile. The fellow who was looking at the books and asking around was a gravekeeper.
I would say that we at least wait today, not go back to today. I don't think I could withstand another fight at the moment.
That's understandable. So, should we do this first thing on the morrow?
That of the day after.
Preferably the day after, because
Time to research doesn't hurt.
That's true. I can alert the
Yeah,
guards
learn a bit.
and have
moon
them.
looks like shit.
I can alert the guards and have them reinforce patrols around the graveyard.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, have them go into
Oh yeah.
the tombs.
I can suggest that. So
I'm sure they'll go.
I'm sure the Ebon Guard would. Well, actually, the Ebon Guard may. So, but I will report it. Yes.
Do you have anything for making someone feel better.
Possibly.
Little
I may have.
pick me up.
I could possibly put something together for that.
That would be
Back
much
to my room.
appreciated.
It might
you
help
back
our
there.
friend here, like get us going.
Okay. I'll if you'll follow me, I'll go back over to the barracks near the temple. And now do we have an apothecary's area there?
I guess
You
we're
do.
done with you. And I look at the other guy.
Mhm.
You can go back to cleaning your nails now.
You are mistaken, giant. I am finished with you.
Well, that too. That's fine.
I'll see you the day after tomorrow then.
Yeah.
That seems to be the plan. Yes.
If in your research you find any way to ward off a lurker, let us know.
Good idea, cousin. Look for that, please. I'm sure the
course.
esteemed minds of the library will have much input. They always do.
He takes a step in the direction of the library's front doors and he pauses. You know, I'll go pay Opal a visit.
Have fun, but not too much.
Oh, of course not. He
Well, we do have
dismisses
the day and a
himself.
half, so whatever. So, so I guess I'll lead these guys back over to my little barracks in the apothecary area there, and I'll work up a little something to sort of help. I'm sure as a guardsman, I'm sure we have plenty of different ideas to help hangovers.
Oh, of course, of course. Right here, I think
Mhm.
we're actually going to have our first, actually our 10-minute break of the evening.
Okay.
So,
That'll work.
I'm not going to make you roll for that apothecary check. You're actually going to be,
Oh,
you'll be able to.
rolled 16.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you succeed.
Okay.
All right, gents, 10 minutes. We'll be back here at 33 after.
That'll work.
Sounds
Right.
good.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello, hello. Did a little playing around with the OBS thing, so
It was very cool looking.
thank you. I'll be better next week.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like I basically did that when you guys were talking earlier. So,
That is a good use of time.
oh yeah. Gotta put that graphic design degree stuff into, use it somehow,
Hey, get that money out of it.
Oh yeah, well.
But let's do that, man. I like it.
Oh, thank you. So, needed a different force than the Orin one had. So, because oddly enough, my character seems to always be associated with the forest for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, your race definitely makes sense.
Yeah, with these guys, yeah, they're basically trees.
Yeah.
So they're tree people. So yeah, so it's ironic that the tree people are the tree person has a task to look for bucks. It's like, oh hey, here's a binding of a bunch of layers of effectively skin with tattoos on them that humans use to record knowledge. So yeah.
How was your burrito?
Burrito?
Steve said he ate a burrito.
Yeah.
Good question. I don't know. I had a little more hamburger hash and refreshed my drink. And of course, did a little bit of OBS stuff too. So
Excellent.
Um,
Yeah, you got to be careful of the cutoff.
yeah, how's it look right now?
Drow. DRAU.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it cuts off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with the four with all of the people in the chat.
Oh, okay.
That's why I have my my banner so far. So you got to be
Okay.
conscious of that.
Good idea. Yeah, that probably needs to go up over on the side.
Lift it up a little, or shorten it.
Let me see here what I can do. See if it'll pop up there.
There you go.
Okay. So
Is everybody back? I think I was the last one.
I am here.
Yep.
Good.
we
All
are
right.
here.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. 2 days later, you guys are actually feeling a bit more confident and knowing that you have gear being made for you for future endeavors, but you're not able to find anything that'll actually ward off anything of so potent in the darkness as a lurker would be. However, you enter the cemetery at dawn that next day. Not the next day. 2 days later. You guys will actually have recovered the vitality that you had. So everyone's at full again.
Mhm.
Now, do you guys actually wait at the edge of the cemetery, or do you actually go back to your first encounter's location?
You guys have been here before, so let you guys take the lead on this.
I would imagine we'd have to go down to where our first encounter was. Or we could show him where we found the night or the plant first, see if he can detect anything.
Good idea. Okay. Yes.
So would that be easy for us to find? Just remembering where that was.
All right, you find that first tomb there, and all the traces of the moonglove plant are actually been uprooted there, or at least they've possibly been harvested already.
Okay. In that case, I'll look around and I'll say, gentlemen, keep an eye out. I need a few moments here. And what I'm going to do is slightly different technique this time. I'm going to draw a knife out of my my belt. A tool, not necessarily a weapon. And I'm going to draw it across the back of my arm, so it'll cause a little bit of bleeding. And I'll bleed on the area where the moon glove was, and then literally shove my hand into the dirt. And I'm using the level 1 sense nature ability, right? So,
All right.
So,
go ahead and
basically
make your spellcast roll.
okay. Now that is going to be. There's going to be a 20.
All right, well done. So, in this case, you actually are sensing more plants of this nature, and you do find yourself tuning into almost the life essences of the previous moon glove plant, if you will.
Okay.
So you do feel that there are possibly hundreds more of these life essences deeper in the cemetery. And you know where, you know what direction. They're 2 miles away.
They seem to be clustered together in one spot, or are they sort of scattered about?
Almost in like plots, like
okay.
garden, like flower beds.
Okay. All right. Gentlemen, there are more of these plants, approximately 2 miles in that direction. Seems someone may be cultivating them.
That's not a good sign.
Not at all.
Took the words out of my mouth.
And you know where these other ones are?
I know the general direction and about how far away they are. Yes, I could lead you to them.
Can I get Dragon? Actually, no. Kirkfall and Dragon, because I have to get used to Kirkfall actually having occult insight now. I need you both to actually make an occult insight tests, please.
I have occult insight too.
Oh shit, that's right, you do. Yes, anybody who has occult insight, go ahead and roll it.
Tone does not.
23.
He stares at the stars.
Oh yeah.
That was a hefty 12.
The big old 12.
Yeah.
And a 15 for Kirkfall. Okay, so that that lingering fear that you suffered a few days ago is starting to creep back in, and that that fundamental feeling of being watched as you travel down the cemetery path. About an hour later, you find yourself in a gully, and you see the milky white, glinting eyes of that nightmarish horror that attacked you a few days ago, kind of in the tall grass, just watching you. And you kind of like, you rub your eyes, just like figure out what the hell's going on here. This is something wrong with your eyes. And you look, and things gone again. I need everyone to make magic resistance sight rolls, please.
Okay.
2d8 plus your sight modifier if you have it.
Wait, what was the what were we rolling for right now?
Magic resistance.
Oh yeah, I got double one.
Oh no.
But right
Oh.
before that, I did roll double 8s on stealth.
Wow. Wow, dude. So
Because I know your narrative is very, kind of going from one point to the other. But I was gonna say, if we're gonna go anywhere near where this thing would have been, I don't want to be in sight.
I hear you. I figured you would have.
So I'm gonna put a little checked mark next to my cunning there.
Put that there, yeah.
But yeah, then double ones on
Magic resistance.
on
All
magic
right.
resist.
So anyone who did not break a 16.
Okay.
Go ahead and reduce your spirit modifier, not your spirit modifier, your spirit score
Mhm.
by 2 points.
Okay.
What, like attribute?
Yes, attribute.
What? Is that a temporary or is that like a permanent reduction in spirit modifier or
You'll find out.
score? I'll just put a slash for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Kirkfall actually going to stealth roll through this too as well, or no?
Yeah. He's going to get a total of a 25.
Yeah, you are. All right. So, what is the marching order? Since we have two stealth characters, and I'm assuming Dragon and Tone are going to be marching down the path.
Yes, I'll be on the left-hand side of the Tone.
That sounds about
I'm
right to me.
All right, where are the other two? If you both are stealth, you both are going to be aware of each other because you're both hiding. So, what are you two doing?
Probably like on the edge of the path.
Yeah, opposite sides of the path, probably stealthing. Kind of getting.
There's a shallow ditch on either side of the path, so just in your mind, visualize that. Quite tall grass. Easy for you predators to hide in.
Yeah, I'd be moving through that in such a way where if I needed to, I could stand up to my full height and shoot my bow without screwing up my line
Your
of
shot.
sight. Yeah,
Right.
my shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and Kirkfall would be moving through that at such a height that he could just sprint and fuck so much shit up. To put it bluntly.
I would hope he does. So, traveling around this path, it kind of winds from a group of gravestones to a group of gravestones. There's a mausoleum here and there. Deeper still, the gravestones get older and older, and you find yourself into kind of a cul-de-sac-like clearing where you find a hut next to a shed. And then out in front of this hut is a kind of a fire pit there, and off to both sides of this hut, you do see the flower beds that are full of these moon glove flowers, and not a soul in sight.
I look over at Tone, and I sort of get that half smile again, and I yell, "I know you're here. Come out."
Oh my. Okay. All right. So there's a few moments later, there's a an Ebenezer mortal man comes out of his hut with a shovel in his left hand. And he shouts back, and he goes, "I was not aware that I was digging graves today, for it is the day of rest."
Are you aware that you're being investigated for theft?
Theft?
Yes.
I've never stolen a thing in my life.
Books, maybe?
Oh,
In the library?
I have little use of books, and I rarely go to the library.
Then you've not been to the library and recently acquired books about herbalism and farming and iron implements?
You do notice that the shovel that he has an iron spade on it.
Wonderful. So I'll do a let's see, to counter deception is awareness, right?
Premonition.
Oh, premonition. Okay. That's that one. Yeah. 15?
Yeah, he seems like he's a pretty good liar, but you do call his shit.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, we have a description of you.
He throws back his leather hood, and the left side of his face, from the corner of his eye down to his jawbone, it's it's horribly scarred, and it's almost as if it's melted off, like almost in like that Jonah Hex kind of fashion. There, he's hideous looking. That left hand eye is, however, milky white and pupilless. His skin is covered in warts. He's just of his species. He is absolutely a credit to the most wretched of his caste. And he says, "Really, a description of me? Do you now?"
Yes, they didn't mention the horrible melted face, but I'm sure we could find a salve for that.
Well, I don't think that there's anything that you can do to heal me of this affliction. He kind of itches his right forearm with his left fingers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we could. We could end the affliction. And my face goes sort of stony at that.
I suppose you probably think you're doing good here, but at this stage, only the moon glove can cleanse this. And he kind of looks at his flower beds.
Mm-hmm.
I need Dragon to make me an awareness test here. Actually, Dragon and Tone both awareness tests.
All right. Dang. 14.
Uh, 20 for me.
Okay. You both see that he has a hoe, the gardening implement that also has an iron head on it. You also see that there is an iron trowel in a pouch on his belt. And he's got a couple other things that absolutely does incriminate him. The iron cauldron over the fire, he's cooking something, and there are 2 books sitting on a small rock nearby.
I'll point with my spear. It looks as if there are 2 books there. The librarian would like them returned.
Fine then. Be gone with them. The work is already done.
And the third?
The third has already been returned to its proper place.
The library?
No, the one who owned the books originally.
I'm afraid I cannot return without the all three books or the one who took them. So you'll have to come with us.
I apologize, but I will not be going anywhere. There is still much work to be done.
Are you
All right,
going to
guys.
force me to use force?
Make reaction rolls, guys.
Okay.
Can I use an ambush right now to attack him?
Not from where you're standing, no.
All right. Thanks.
So
I
I'm
have
stealthy,
reflexes.
right? Can I move into stealth so I can attack him?
Well, you're already stealthed, but I know from where you're at, you're gonna have to. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna have to make a ranged attack to actually hit him.
Yeah, I don't do that.
What's that?
Yeah, Kirkfall doesn't do a ranged attack. He likes to get close and personal, so
No, he's standing out in the open. You'd have to run out at him, which you'd obviously forego your ambush at that point.
can I circle around behind his hut?
Yes, that would be on your turn though.
Okay.
I got a 2.
That is a 2d8 plus either your physique or reflexes, right? Make sure.
It'd be 2d8 plus your reflexes modifier. Or no, excuse me, not your reflexes. No, wow, excuse me,
Wait,
guys.
what?
No, it's 2d8 plus your grades in premonition.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what were we rolling? Weren't we rolling?
Yeah, we
And that-
were, but I'm still experimenting with that.
Just
Just do that.
okay. So sorry. Roll
So
2d8
plus-
plus what?
Plus premonition.
I'll put it in chat. There we go.
Okay.
That explosion fell on the floor.
Yes.
Oh, come on, man. Keep it on the table.
Well, it was already an 8, and I thought it was the regular 1d8.
No, man. 2d8 now. Go for it.
So because I rolled an 8, that's an explosion instead of being a bad roll.
Right?
So I have to explode that.
You don't have to, but you get to.
Okay, so 2d8 plus premonition, no
Yes.
well, and then it would be plus whatever in spirit, but
No, it's just that roll. Don't add your modifier to it. Just grades and premonition.
that's 22 then.
So, all right. What's Kirkfall got now?
He's on there.
Kirkfall got a 21.
Oh, big old 21. And is that true? I mean, you got a 30 for
Yes.
for
A 30.
Jesus Christ, man. All right, man.
Exploded twice. So had an 8 explode twice.
Nice. And Tone got a 20. All right. Well. Oh, come on, guys. I'm rolling like crap today.
That's fine. I want to kill this fucker.
Yeah.
Shut up, Alex. I want
Your
to put
dirty
you up with that.
demon child and your fucking grave, man.
Shut up, man. Come on. Don't steal my fun.
Your fun is murdering my fucking character.
It is not. You only lost your foot that one time. I'll explain in a video later. Okay. So
Don't be a pussy.
so Drog goes first. You're about 35 feet in front of this guy. A decent shouting range.
Okay. I guess with that, I looked over to Tone, and I am going to wait for Tone's turn, and I'm going to charge forward with him, if he will do so. I just look at him and say, charge, and nod.
Not in agreement.
Okay. So I'll wait until his action, then we will charge together forward.
Okay. That is, you're holding your action there. So the next up is Moonstrider then.
All right.
I'm sorry, Alex.
I just had to remind you of the other characters that died the session before that. It was brutal too.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
I made a smooth talking character, and you were like combat, and I was like, "Fuck! I didn't plan for this." Okay. Moon is going to, if I have an angle, I assume I have an angle on the Gravekeeper.
Oh yeah, you've had an angle this whole time.
And I assume I don't see the lurker. No.
No, you do not see the lurker. No.
Okay. God damn it. Well,
that's the fun part.
No. All right. Sure it is. I'm gonna shoot at him with one of the ebon arrows.
All right, man.
Shot.
Roll for attack.
And ranged weapons, that was plus cunning modifier.
Yes. Ranged weapons is cunning. Damage
plus,
is always physique.
Right. Okay. Good. So that's 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, and then it was 1d8 plus physique modifier. That's a 7 damage. No wait, Eben is plus 2, so that's 9 damage.
Oh yeah, get him.
And then right. I have a second shot, sir.
Do it.
I do remember that because I have 6 grades in bow.
You better.
So another Eben head. That's a 20 to hit.
Oh wait. Ah, damn. Yeah, that's gonna hit too.
Sweet. 6 plus 4. 10 damage on the second one.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Come on now.
I'll fuck this guy up.
All right. It's Kirkfall's turn.
I need to find where I'm at. Okay, so Kirkfall has been trying to circle his way around for an ambush.
You do actually get to the backside of his hut there, so yeah, you're in position there.
Yeah, I would like to rush up and not only is it possible in an ambush to use that damage to actually just put him into a position of vulnerability?
No, it's just straight damage. You're not going to be able to move up and attack from where you guys are or from where you are. So
unless I ambush him.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to throw a dagger at him, but I
don't have daggers, so
for melee.
Well, I charge him.
Okay. All right, charge in. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
We killing this guy? I mean, I'm charging up behind him, right?
Yes, you are.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna leave one kukri in my scabbard, and I'm gonna run up behind him and grab him with one hand and put the other kukri next to his throat.
All right, that is one grapple melee attack there.
So that is a 23.
All right. Oh, wait. Gotta love those exploding dice. You said 23?
23.
Yeah, 23. Actually, hears you coming and sidesteps you as that hand actually comes out.
Can I just kick him?
You've already made an attack this turn. No, you can't.
Well, I get Can I pull my other kukri and do the second attack?
You did not have it out. No, you can't. Quit that.
Draw it.
All right.
Good thought, though. However, I need Kirkfall to actually make a defense roll, please. What do we got, Dave?
A defense roll, so that's an 11 plus my armor, right? So it's a 13 total. Yeah. My armor sucks. You hear that?
I heard you.
Okay.
Yeah. Your defense test is it's 2d8 plus your cunning modifier plus your evasion bonus.
Oh, well, it's much higher than that. So
Yeah, your armor does not factor into
19,
defense at all.
so-
It's just subtracts damage coming in.
So 21.
Oh, 21. Oh, okay, so the lurker does kind of come out of almost literally thin air and tries to make a claw attack at you, but it just catches air as you're moving. And all right, Tone is the next to act.
So I guess Dragon and I will start doing our charge forward.
Yes. And now that we lured that thing out, I'm attacking the lurker. So, going after him with the
you are.
spear.
All right.
I guess kind of at similar time I would be attacking too.
Oh, actually,
Yeah,
what's
you
the
are
bonus
going
for
at the same
Fey
time.
Iron? Yeah, what's the bonus for Fey Iron?
Fey Iron is
Where's that for damage?
It's
Plus two?
it's plus 2 to attack, and then you get a plus 1 bonus against undead.
So 23 then.
20. Oh, okay, cool.
I got a 26.
Yes. Okay, sorry. Go ahead and tell him.
26 on my attack.
Oh, who are you
Nice.
attacking?
The I think the lurker.
Oh, you both are going after the lurker then? Okay. Okay, so the lurker actually succeeded on its defense against Dragon with a pair of 8s. Well done.
Okay.
And Tone, your attack was what again?
26.
26. Okay, so roll damage.
Nice. 9.
All right. Your iron axe does kind of burn into its side there for a moment, and what was once a little Ebony's girl does scream from beyond the void. Keep in mind you are in fact attacking a child here, so I need you to make a spirit roll, please. This is just a defense against the darkness. It's basically a light test.
Seven.
Oh, what is Tone's spirit score again?
Well, technically it's at 4 at the moment because that -2.
Okay. You're going to take 1 spirit damage here. And you're going to take 2 shadow points doing it. So you guys actually both attack the lurker at this time. All right, the necromancer is going to make a spell casting check. All right, he's going to cast spectral touch on Dave here in a second. I need Kirkfall to make a magic resistance test, please.
That's okay. That was a joke. I'll forego that.
There's a joke there somewhere.
Yeah. What's the bonus with that?
Just your sight modifier. Should be just +1 still.
That blows. All right. 11.
All right. So what's going to happen is Kirkfall is going to take 7 physique damage
No.
as the necromancer sidesteps you, and his left hand it almost looks like it passes beyond the veil as his hand from his forearm, his elbow down, becomes kind of this ghostly pallor and transparent as he reaches out and touches you, and that cold, fetid grip from death kind of grips your soul, your life essence there for a moment, and then you stumble back. And now,
That's
back
not
to the
right.
top.
Touched my soul.
It is Dragon's turn to act.
All right. Seeing Kirkfall getting hit that hard with this thing, I know I need to, at this point, do something a bit dramatic. So I step away from Tone, and I am going to call upon the power of my pillar. Now,
Yeah, you are.
fresh from my memory,
Okay.
I have 1 point currently. So to use a level 2 ability, I would have to sacrifice, was it physique or was it vitality?
It's actually your physique score.
Okay. So I would sacrifice 1 point from my physique score. I could
Okay.
basically enact that second level ability, yes?
Yes, but your
Okay.
physique, one physique point counts as it makes the spell more potent. So
Oh, okay.
the spell does double if you use your
Okay.
your life force to do it.
So
But
yes, in that case,
you can't get that back.
I know.
Okay, gotcha.
I am going to pour my physique and actually, once again, very quickly with my shield hand, grab that knife, and I am going to slash my arm to bleed profusely as I call out to the powers that be and what I've learned, and summon up the power of the wind itself, and basically surround myself with the whirling debris and such of whatever's around me and such to slash and slam into this thing in front of me.
Okay. You're going to be picking up bits of rock, dust, grit, sticks, twigs, that sort of thing. You're gonna, like we said before, a cloud of shrapnel is what's gonna
exactly
come in here. And because he's there, he'll take 4 points of vitality damage each turn that he's actually standing next to you.
Okay. That's why I stepped away from Tone. So
perfect. All right, Moonstrider is up again.
All right. I see the lurker looks like it died.
No, it got hit and then it vanished.
Oh, and then it vanished. Okay. Do I get it? Well, I was gonna say, do I get a sense I'm still hidden? Or
As far as you are concerned, no one is looking in your direction or anything like that. So you could make that educated guess that you're still hidden.
okay. How far away am I from the Gravekeeper?
60 feet, well within range.
Okay. But if I was to get an ambush bonus, it would be at a -1. Is that to hit or -1?
That's to hit.
Okay, but then it gives a +3 damage. I read
Yes.
an ambush. Okay.
You'd actually have to. Well, in this case, no, but in other cases, you would stealth, move, reattack. It's similar to a sniper will take a shot and then relocate,
Reposition.
take a shot. Yeah.
Okay. Would I have to re-roll stealth
You don't have to in this case. Just
Okay.
go ahead and roll attack.
because he's so distracted? I assume.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Oh,
that
he's
was-
got a lot going on down there. So
Right. And then I was trying to look through this. Does the Ebon head give a +2 to hit? I don't think it did, right?
no, it does not.
Okay. So for
That's
an
good.
ambush, that was 19 to hit then. 20
Okay.
minus 1 because I'm 60 feet away instead of within 40 feet for the ambush.
Right.
That would be 19 to hit then.
For this turn?
For the first shot, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's going to hit.
What's his defense roll? Because I was also reading I was also rereading the bit here on dispatch damage. Basically, every 3 points that you beat their defense by, you do an extra damage.
Yes, you get a dispatch bonus. His defense this turn for this first attack was 17.
Does that so because I just want to clarify some things for everybody involved. So because I had 19, because I had to take that -1 for the distance, does that still get dispatch or no? Because it's now a 19 versus 17.
In this case, no.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
In
Good to
other
clarify.
cases, yes.
Good to clarify rules while we're on the
Right,
topic.
right. I gotcha.
Okay, so then the damage on that would be
Clarify.
11.
Okay. That's actually not going to hit.
No, damage.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, sorry. Damage on that first shot with ambush was 14.
Jesus Christ.
Se-
Yeah,
seven-
he's
7
looking-
plus my 2 plus my Ebon plus the ambush.
Okay.
7 plus 7.
He's looking real bad right now.
Okay, second shot. Because that was only first shot.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's a lot worse of a hit. Well, I suppose I still have a massive bonus to my bow, though. So 17 with ambush 16.
Oh God, he rolled a 9, so you're going to dispatch. You're gonna get
Oh,
a
wow.
dispatch bonus. A couple of them actually.
That's a double. That's a 2 for dispatch.
Yep.
All right. 5 plus 4, 9 plus ambush, 12 plus dispatch, 14. Jesus.
Okay. Would you describe for us how you brutally murder him, please?
I am literally like out of remembering the past terror of this encounter and fully aware that this lurker is still around. In Moon's mind, the lurker is tied to him. Like, Moon is hoping, so hoping, that if the Gravekeeper dies, the lurker is released or it perishes or something. So Moon is just filling this guy with arrows, and he's just going center of mass. So the last one will just kind of hit him. So the last one probably hits him like right around the heart. Like he's going for chest. So that last arrow sinks straight into his heart.
With an ebon arrow.
Yep, with an ebon tip.
Oh yeah, a black arrow for his black heart.
Yes.
So yeah, you he drops to the dirt. in front of your companions there, and you can breathe at least in this moment a somewhat faithful sigh of relief. It's actually Kirkfall's turn currently.
So he dropped the Gravedigger or the other guy?
There is no other guy.
There was the Gravekeeper and the Lurker. I dropped the Gravekeeper.
Which you guys can't see the Lurker.
Yeah, and at the moment I'm feeling like very weak, and this is very uncomfortable for me. And I'm looking around for the enemy. Where is my enemy?
What I need Moon to do in this turn is I need him to make a defense roll.
I figured. Oh, that's actually dog shit.
Oh, what?
I'm going to give you my inspiration. You can
You
reroll
can't
that.
give him inspiration. You can try though.
That's a total of 9 on evasion on damage. Evasion. Total of 9.
Oh God. All right. Oh Jesus. Okay.
Did you just insta kill me again?
Nope. But I did dispatch you 3 times.
That's fair. I rolled an absolute dog shit defense roll, so that's deserved.
Oh God. You're gonna take a big ol' 12 points of vitality damage.
Ow.
As that thing poof out of
don't
the
hit me
mist,
again.
and then rah. This thing actually kind of sinks its black claws into you, and you would be a horror of horrors. You see this poor little girl actually in this thing as it screams in your face, almost as if you're caught in some cheesy demonic possession horror movie, and there's your eyes kind of well up. But the rest of you do hear this scream as Moon does get attacked from the underbrush.
Why is he screaming like a girl?
That's not me.
That's just
Why is
foreign.
he screaming
Is
like
it-
2 girls?
It's
Very worried
Dragon's
for
turn
you.
at this point. Dragon is the next to act. What does he do?
I'm going to charge toward the scream, looking like a tornado running across this open area.
Okay. You do get within a few feet of Moon there, as amazingly the wind swirling around you does move the tall grass around you, so you can move easier through it. And you do see that this lurker has its claws sunk into Moonstrider's chest, and she's trying to essentially rake his lungs out.
Okay, can I reach her with my spear?
Absolutely can now.
Oh yes, and I'm going to attempt to do so. Okay, that's not going to be great. 7, 8. That's a 12.
Okay. Oh shit! Yes, go ahead. Roll damage.
Oh, nice. And that's +2 because, or is it +2 or +3 because she's undead? For the Bayon.
You get a +1 to damage
Okay.
against undead.
Okay, so that's 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Wasn't a very high roll, sorry.
Okay. So, what I need you to make is I need to make a spirit test, please, because you are
Spirit test.
attacking a little girl. Or in this case, actually, by the mechanics, it's not just a little girl, you're attacking a child.
16.
16. All right. You do not take any spirit damage or, excuse me, you do take 1 point of shadow sickness, however.
Okay.
And Moonstrider is the next act.
Already?
Yes,
Was
you're the second to go.
okay.
It goes Drog, you, Kirkfall, and the Lurker, and then Tone, and then the Necromancer that you just slew.
Okay.
And she attacked you on her turn.
Right.
Did Tone get skipped by chance?
I think Tone got skipped. That's why I'm confused.
Tone goes
Oh,
after
did I?
Kirkfall. No.
I feel like I'm up again way too fast. That's what I'm.
Yeah, I don't think Tone went right after me because I just went and then.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go for it, Tone.
Well, I guess she just disappeared. So I'll just kind of move over to where everybody else is and just kind of prepare for an attack.
All right, that's going to be your action there.
Yeah, because I can't see her or anything, right? She disappeared after the attack.
Yeah, she vanished. They attack and then they vanish.
Yeah, so I'll just get back towards them and take a defensive stance.
All right, I guess it's Kirkfall turn then. What's Kirkfall going to do?
I don't have an enemy close to me, right?
Right. But you could be doing other things than just attacking.
Right. I am going to roll an awareness. So that's a 24 for awareness to
Okay.
see if there's anything I can target.
You don't see any combatants, however, but you do notice that it seems that he's been stealing other implements from other portions of the city. You do see he's got a lot of ironmonger type items. His tools, his iron pot. He has a wash basin that has moonglove petals in it, as well as several other herbs. So it looks like he's trying to cast some kind of spell or ritual. There's candles about. The book that was open next to the table there was open to a ritual about bountiful harvests that you can see.
How long does it take to apply Moonglove to your weapons?
It'll take a few minutes. So, I mean, to do it properly so you don't poison yourself and die.
I just close the book and read the cover. What's the cover?
Herbalism.
So it's not the book that was stolen.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
One of them, anyway.
Hmm.
All right. So, it's actually the Lurker's turn here again. The Lurker is actually going to attack.
Can I take my
Dragon.
action to kick over the fire pit?
Absolutely.
Start the fire, at least try to...
You could put it out, kick the cauldron over, that sort of thing, yeah. Is that all you're going to do this turn?
Yeah, I don't have much other options that I can think
All right,
of.
so the lurker attacks Dragon with a 14.
All right, my defense roll. It is going to hit me. So that's going to be it's going to be an 8 total on my defensive roll.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna take a big old 4 points of damage.
Okay, actually, my armor took it then.
All right, perfect.
So,
And with that, we're back to the top of the round because she goes last. It's Dragon's turn currently.
did she take any damage from the thorns?
She will here in a moment.
Okay. Then I am going to attempt a counterattack her with my spear. Double 8s.
Oh, nice. All right, describe for us how you run her through.
All right. As her claws, as she comes out of the high grass with her claws lurching for me, I turn and her claws try to sink into my chest and get no purchase whatsoever on the breastplate. And she's doing so. I do a backward motion with my hand with my spear and slide the shaft all the way back to where I'm holding the spear just below the head, and I ram it into her body. I'm probably going to take some shadow points from this, just so you know, because
Oh, you
it's
absolutely are.
a small child. Her momentum carries her onto with my thrust carries her onto the shaft, and the butt catches, and she's jerked to a stop. And
Okay. I need you to make a light test here.
okay,
Brutally murder this
5.
poor little girl.
5.
Oh, Jesus. All right, that's 4 shadow points.
Yeah, 4. Okay.
And at
I'll-
this, combat is ended, guys.
And tears will be pouring from my eyes after this poor thing that I had to dispatch like that. So,
Dragon,
let
you got some bandages?
I have a basic kit, yes.
I'm gonna need a
start cleaning the
patch.
wounds. Okay, I'll start pulling out bits of linen and some basic salves to clean wounds and such.
Because if I recall from wherever the damage portion was, if you take above a certain amount, it creates some pretty serious bleed.
Right.
Yeah.
So I need bandaging.
It's gonna be a 13 to bandage him. My apothecary roll.
Yes, he's got moderate wounds currently, so yeah, that'll do it.
Anyone else?
I'm
look
all
at
good,
Talon.
thank you.
Okay. Kirkfall?
Kirkfall just looks like he is.
Yeah.
He's kind of hunched like an old man, and yeah, he's
Okay.
not really sure what to ask of you.
Yeah, I'll come check him out. I'm sure this is probably a occult insight roll, right?
Oh yeah.
Know what happened to this one? Okay, it's going to be a 9. That's going to be a 15 on that to see what's going on with him. If there's anything I can do for him.
No, there's nothing that you can do for him here. He's actually physically aged a few
Ooh.
cycles.
Okay, so we need to get him back to someone who has a little more knowledge than me then. Okay, I'll convey that to everyone else. We need to get him back to someone soon. And I'll collect the books.
Okay.
Kirkfall aged?
That's correct.
Oh, Jesus.
And let's check inside the hut too, real quick. See if there's anything or anyone in there.
We should definitely do a quick scan before we head back.
Yeah.
You do that. I'm gonna take a piss.
Okay. Don't walk too far. There could be more of those things out there.
He just stops right where he's at. kind of hunched over. Just starts pissing. He's feeling old.
I bet.
It takes you quite a while to start your stream
Then he
because
comes
you
in
know
fits his
all
first.
Fuck you.
all the accoutrements of an old man.
Fuck you.
Then he comes in fits his first. Yeah.
Yeah, but he can handle it with one hand like a champ.
Yeah.
Okay, one final jab here. If you're an
Mhm.
older guy
Mhm.
and you're having trouble peeing, is that a prostate issue?
Generally, yeah.
Okay, now let's scale it up to an ogre. Is an ogre's prostate the size of a watermelon? Come on.
Probably. It could also be kidney stones too. So
Who the
Ah,
fuck knows? I mean, an ogre is built differently.
they may not have a prostate. You never know.
I just have a prostate.
Maybe he does have a watermelon. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. So no, I'm not gonna make you roll for your awareness to search the place. So you get into the hut. Dragon gets into the hut, and it's just a typical commoner's hovel there, with all the accoutrements of a pauper gravedigger. But you do spy a letter on the desk. That's rather strange for a commoner to know actually how to read and write, regardless if he's a wizard or not.
I'll pick it up and look at it. Is it
It
the
is
language I know?
It is. It's in the local tongue.
Oh, okay.
The Ebon tongue. It reads, I thank you for your assistance in these matters. The Moonglove harvest is quite bountiful, and it will serve my needs. Soon, we will blot out the sun and make Felport fall into a new era of darkness. Take these, and you actually see 2 vials of kind of like this milky gold, kind of a milky gold liquid in there. These two samples of the harvest should steel you against the coming shadow.
Only 2.
Only 2.
Okay. I'll pick them up, hold them in my hand, and then put them in my pouch along with the letter. And my primary thing is look around for the other book, possibly.
There's the book. It's actually sitting on the bed.
Okay, I'll get that one too. So, all right. Then come back out and look around at the Moonglove and Tone, Kirkfall. I think we should destroy these plants.
How do we go about destroying them?
Well,
I know
we don't-
fire doesn't work.
Yeah, we don't want to burn them because then we'll put noxious gas into the. Do either of you have any knowledge in apothecary?
Yeah, I can take care of him.
Okay. Okay. Are you well enough to do so?
Well,
Not
I'm
going to.
weak. I feel I can manage plants. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Well, for the moment, I would suggest we. Well, how long would that take you, Kirkfall? Would it be just a few moments, or would it be a long process?
Well, how long would it take me to cut them down and put them in my sack?
I was gonna say I'd like to harvest like 4 Moonglove plants for my pouch.
Okay. It'll take you a few minutes to do that. They're big flower beds, is what they are. Kind of picture like 3x6s.
Yeah, about 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll wait for you then. I'm going to sort of very pointedly turn my back. I'm also going to bind my wound as well. I just remembered I had one that I caused. It's deep, of course, but you know.
How many of my arrows could I get back out of the body?
3 of them.
Nice. I suppose the tip of the last one probably broke off in the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with that, guys, I think we'll actually wrap up the session for the night.
Okay.
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You guys take it easy. We'll be back next week.
Bye.